give you guys a look what's happening in the shop here. So we got this little, I think it's a, I forget the year now, he told me, I forget, 75 Dart, I believe. Anyway, so this is another Roadman member, but this is his son's car. So he's not part of the Roadman, his son, but this is his son's car. Carburetor, oil change, check the brakes, replace the belt, remove exhaust manifolds, replace the gaskets. As you can see, this one's still off. What else was there? Change air filter, check over underneath the bolts and stuff, wash the engine off for any drips and leaks. Yeah, that's what's going on there with that. So we're on a roll here with these Roadmen. So anyway, there's one there. Now if you remember, we just had that beautiful little 56 Ford wagon sitting here, which was Roadman Kaare from the Fraser Valley chapter. Well, he came and picked it up. But when he picks that up, he just unannouncedly drops off this new one he bought, this 47 Chevy. Has been sitting in a barn for I don't know how many years. Why did he bring it? Well, he can't get the trunk open, because obviously there's a popper somewhere because there is no handle. Tail lights are staying on when you step on the brake. That's just an adjustment thing. Look at here. Bolts laying on the ground. These are the bolts that he took off when he took his license plate off. Look! He took his license plate off here because he had used it on the wagon, from the wagon to here to get this home, and he obviously just throws his bolts down on my floor, on my garage, or my whatever. Anyway, okay. So this car, I forget how many years he said it's been sitting, but it's been sitting for quite a while. It was, back in the day, it was a frame-off restoration. It's got a clip in it, I don't know what, don't ask me, because he just dropped it and took off on me. So can't get the trunk open. Hood won't close, trunk won't open, hood won't close, but he drove it down the freeway anyway. Gas gauge is a bit out on it. And just put it up on the lift, check it over, see what's going on with it, if anything. But he said it ran like a dream going down the highway. 47 Chevy. So yeah, and here's the, you can see. So you can clearly see he drove it down the highway just on the safety catch, because the hood itself wouldn't close. So hopefully he didn't do all this chipping to it when he was on the highway, but I don't think he would have. There's no way that would have came over that far. So, and this has got, you can't see it, but it's got a very, very fine metallic or pearl in it. Very fine. So, neat car. He brought it here. Obviously it was raining when he brought it. Wipers are going, she's dirty. So anyway, Roadman Kaare. Roadman Rich, his son's car. Then we got Roadman Terry. Terry, you know, the 32 Ford, well, it's home from the paint booth. Home from the paint booth. Not all the parts are here yet. We're painting another batch up last night. Just checking it out here. Hard to see in here, but we just did like a satin block on it. And then if you stay tuned, next weekend we're going to be flaming the shit out of this truck. From front to back. But anyway, I got the truck home. I got one rear fender home. I got a tailgate home. I got a hood home. I got a headlight bar. I got a grill shell. And I got 2 doors home. I still got the 2 front fenders and 1 other rear fender at the booth. So I got to bring those home over the weekend. But it turned out really nice. This was not Rick straighten it all out, make it perfect. He just wanted to clean up. It had some cracks where it has some Bondo in it. It has a little filler. It's okay, doesn't matter. They all do. Fix up the cracks you see, straighten it, make it a little straighter than it is, but don't worry if it's not perfect. So it is not perfect. Okay? And we can do that for you guys. But you got to make sure that, you know, you guys don't understand. When you guys come to me and you say, I don't want it not perfect. I'm not talking about Terry. Terry's a good friend of mine. So he knows what not perfect is. But there's other guys that say, I don't want you to build me a show car. I'm not going to car shows with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So then you do that car for them. And you do the paint and the body. And usually when we do those ones, we don't do no hand blocking. It's just all done by machine. Machine gets it pretty damn straight. But if you want straight, you're going to hand block it. And that's all there is to it. I don't give a shit who you are or what you say. All right? My opinion anyway. So anyway, so you do those for those people. And it saves them, some money. Because it's time. A machine is way quicker than hand. Saves them some time. But you know what? When it's all done and over, they look at it and they're happy when they first see it. But then usually, and I don't have this problem because I explain it like I'm explaining it now. Usually though, they're not going to a car show. They go to a fucking car show. And they always end up parking next to the car that's got the wet sand, the polish, the whole 9 yards done to it. And they look at their car, and their car is a nice, beautiful, street-driven car. Where the guy next to him is like a show car. Like, you know, like garage queen. Like, oh, bring it in on a trailer and hide the trailer around the block kind of car. You know? And then they start comparing. And then next thing you know, they come back and they say, well, what about this? What about that? Well, what about this and that? That's the way it was. That's the way it is. You signed off on it. Bite the big one, buddy. See you later. But I don't get those guys because I explain it just like I just explained it right now. There is differences in it. But when people always say, I always get a kick, and I tell you that probably 70% of my customers do come to me, and they say to me, I don't need to build a show car. I'm not building a show car. And I don't know in their mind what they think a show car is. But anyway, it is what it is. So, Terry's a great guy. Thank God. He gets it. And his truck is, fuck yeah, a lot straighter than it was. So that's what's going on there. Now, we'll get in here. Sean took off and he locked the door on me. He locked the door, but that's a good thing. At least he locks the door, right? I'm glad about that. We're working away here on the 65 Chevy pickup. So anyway, like I told you saw in the past videos, we fitted everything, and then where Sean's got the little pieces of yellow tape, that's where it isn't quite perfect. And this is when you're starting to get into a little more showy here. This is a little more showy. So you could even go further with this, so make it show, but this is a little more showy. So where the tape is where things aren't quite right. It doesn't matter if I shim it, oblong it, whatever I do, it's not going to line up. So that's when you maybe need a teeny bit of filler. Now this piece of tape is just hiding a mark that all these trucks get in the door because I never had the door latching in it, which I bought for the owner, which, well, they're down in that box down there, to stop the door from opening all the way up and touching. So that just digged into the primer actually. There is no filler there. Now you see the piece of tape on the hood? I can't close the hood right now because Sean is doing up his epoxy sealer because they always break across there. So they're going to let that dry up over the weekend. But if you close this hood, no matter if I shim this, move this, do that, I can only get it so perfect the way it is. So now he's got a piece of tape here. I can't explain to you how much it's out by. I guess I could do this. Let's see if I can do this. Because I'm the one. Oh, shit. Yeah, right. Right, guys, trying to hold the camera. You see that? You see that gray? You see the way the gray, that thickness to the yellow? When this hood is closed, that's how much it's out from this. Okay? And you can't keep shimming this out further, or else you can throw the door off. So that's how much it's out. So what Sean's going to do now, he'll rip tape off, and he'll do a slight little smear of filler there, and blend it in so it's even. I guess if you wanted to get really fussy, you wanted to do this like fucking King Dig It or whatever these other guys are called on TV, you could cut the braceway here, pull the hood out a bit and re-weld it, so then you got no filler. No filler. You're only going to spend like half a day, or this will take you like half an hour. Just spend the customer's money like these high-end shops like to do. But it depends what the guy asks for. Because this guy is not the guy to care if I'm going to put a smidge of filler on there. Where some guys are like, I don't want no filler. Well, whatever. It is what it is, right? So that's what we're doing here. He's working away on the old 65 Chevy pickup. He's got the box sides. They're all brand new, stripped down. We always strip that black primer shit off. Sometimes that stuff is good. Sometimes it's shit. We don't chance it. We strip it. We put our own primer on. Own primer, own products. They work well together. That's what we like to see. Long here, a light skim coat here. Very light. Because what's here is the factory spot welds. The owner didn't want to see those. Are they factory? Yes. Depends what you like. If I'm building a vehicle like this, I leave them spot welds. I like to see them. Because that shows that there's no filler. Not that this matters. You know, this is so thin, it's unreal. But I like to leave them just for that factory look. Some people don't like that look. They don't like all them little all over. And I get it. I get it. Like here's some right here. See? You know, they're there. They're there. Some people don't like that. You know, it would look like a boom, 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 boom. They don't like that. So you just give it a little smear, a little smudge. Sand it off. And that's fine. It's not going to hurt nothing. You're not going to detect that with a magnet. Anyway. That's what's going on there. So that's happening there. I'm going to lock this back up before... No, maybe I won't lock it up. I'll leave it open for a moment. I got to be back in here. The 56 Ford, a pickup. I got the fender lined up. Now, I welded... You can't see it. I'm not going to jack it back up in the air. But underneath on the back passenger side cab corner, it was rotten in the back side. The outside is good. The back side has some rust. So I cut the piece out and I welded a new piece in there. And I took the fender off because the fender never had all the bolts in it. And the reason on this side it never had all the bolts in it was someone had stripped all the threads except for one. So I re-tapped them. And then I'll get the fender on, get the fender nicely lined up. Then the hood has got to come off because we're going to put one of those flip hood kits on it. Because these 53 to 56 Fords, the fucking hood hinges never work on. They're just garbage. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's one or two out there in the world that do work. But the majority of them just don't work. So that's got to come off. And I got to get Terry's tonneau cover for the 32 Ford. There it is there. Got to get it out of the truck from bringing it back from the paint booth. And yeah, that's what's going on. That is what is happening. So nothing. And yeah, my shoebox is still here. I got everything I done wanted to it this fall. I just got to get Sean before summer's over to get from the firewall back in first primer and first bodywork. Then we'll bring it in the winter and we'll do some more work to that. A little bit at a time. Because I got lots on the go, and the 55 gasser's still here. Yes, I know, you're waiting on a Sunday fun day. Well, guess what? It's May. And in May, I like to drive my shit. Alright? So, I'm getting there. But that's okay. I got time. Build them through the fall and the winter. Drive them in the spring and the summer. Gotta enjoy them. I got lots of time. 72 Chevy pickup. We'll be back on that next week, too. We'll be putting the cab roof on it, the cap. That'll be going on. And away we go. So, other than that, I think you have seen it all again for this week. Oh, and the Chevy. The Chevy, all the suspension is done. Back on it, new carburetor on it. Starts up, runs. Just got to take it out next week. Take it for a drive, make sure there's no leaks, make sure everything seems good. And it is all ready to go to the owner. Another Terry, another great guy. Super good guy, I like this guy. Very nice guy, God, like me. Swears, calls it like it is. Just an old school hot rod kind of guy. No attitude, just a fun, nice guy. I could sit and drink beer with him all day long and listen to his stories. Anyway, with that being said, gotta get the hell out of here. And it is a Friday. It's time to do some shit. I got the wagon all washed up and cleaned up. Let's go cruising. And no, haven't gotten a haircut yet. Don't plan on getting a haircut. Fuck that. I'm going redneck all the way.